At its peak, the Roman Empire was the greatest civilization the world had ever known. From humble beginnings in a small Italian city-state, Rome rose to dominate the known world. The empire spanned 3 continents, its borders touching the shores of Britain, the deserts of Africa, and the heart of Asia. Strong armies, brilliant leaders, and groundbreaking infrastructure made Rome the heart of the ancient world. Its road systems, aqueducts, and monumental structures left a lasting imprint on civilization. But how did this mighty empire rise to power? Rome's rise began with its legendary founding, when twins Romulus and Remus, raised by a she-wolf, are said to have established the city in 753 BC. Rome was a small settlement, but it was uniquely positioned on the Italian peninsula, a strategic location surrounded by water and fertile land. Over time, Rome transitioned from a monarchy to a republic, with power shared among elected officials and the Senate. The Romans were skilled diplomats and warriors, creating alliances and waging wars to expand their territory. By 264 BC, Rome had defeated its rivals in the Punic Wars, with its most famous general Scipio Africanus defeating the mighty Carthage. Rome's military genius, combined with its efficient administration and infrastructure, paved the way for rapid territorial expansion. The Republic extended its reach from the Mediterranean basin to parts of Europe, Africa, and Asia. However, with expansion came conflict, and the Roman Republic began to face internal struggles. As Rome grew in power, so did tensions within the Republic. The Senate and military generals vied for control, leading to a series of civil wars. Julius Caesar, a military genius, emerged as a dominant figure. His conquest of Gaul made him incredibly popular with the people, but it also made him a threat to the Republic's leaders. In 49 BC, Caesar crossed the Rubicon, declaring war on the Senate. His victory in the Civil War led to him becoming dictator for life. But Caesar's rule was short-lived. In 44 BC, he was assassinated by members of the Senate who feared he would become a tyrant. His death plunged Rome into further civil war, but the power struggle eventually gave rise to Caesar's adopted son, Octavian. In 27 BC, Octavian became Augustus, the first Roman emperor, marking the official transition from republic to empire. The reign of Augustus began the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and prosperity that lasted over 200 years. Augustus implemented reforms that strengthened the Roman Empire, including the creation of a standing army, the construction of roads and aqueducts, and the establishment of a unified legal system. Under Augustus and his successors, Rome reached its territorial peak, stretching from the British Isles in the west to Mesopotamia in the east. Rome flourished culturally as well, with the arts, literature, and architecture reaching new heights. The works of Virgil, Ovid, and Horace immortalized Rome's greatness. The Colosseum, the Pantheon, and other monumental structures showcased Roman engineering and artistic achievement. The Roman army, the backbone of the empire, became a symbol of Rome's might, enforcing peace and order across its vast territory. At its height, the Roman Empire was a beacon of civilization. The Romans built cities with advanced infrastructure, creating a network of roads that connected the farthest reaches of the empire. They established a common currency which facilitated trade across Europe, Africa, and Asia. The Romans excelled in engineering, building aqueducts that brought fresh water to cities, and developing the first system of public baths. Roman law became a model for future legal systems, influencing countries around the world. The notion of innocent until proven guilty and the concept of citizenship originated in Roman law. The Roman Empire not only conquered lands but spread ideas that would shape the Western world for centuries to come. Despite its successes, cracks began to appear in the empire. As Rome expanded, it became more difficult to govern. The vast size of the empire made communication and control challenging. Emperors struggled to manage the growing bureaucracy, and corruption became widespread. The economy began to falter and inflation rose. Roman citizens, especially in the cities, grew disconnected from the empire's military and agricultural base. The Roman military, once a source of strength, began to decline. In times of crisis, Roman generals would often raise their own private armies, leading to power struggles and civil war. The barbarians at the empire's borders, Goths, Vandals and Huns, took advantage of this instability, invading Roman territories and weakening the empire's hold on its lands. To address these challenges, Emperor Diocletian divided the Roman Empire in 285 AD into two halves: the Western Roman Empire with its capital in Rome, and the Eastern Roman Empire with its capital in Byzantium, later Constantinople. This division was meant to make the empire easier to govern, but it also set the stage for the eventual downfall of the West. While the Eastern Empire, later known as the Byzantine Empire, remained strong for centuries, the Western Roman Empire continued to decline. By the 5th century, Rome was under constant attack from barbarian groups. The once great city was sacked by the Visigoths in 410 AD, and in 455 AD the Vandals also plundered Rome. But the final blow came in 476 AD, when the last Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer. The fall of Rome was not the end of Roman influence, but rather the beginning of a new chapter. The Western Roman Empire officially came to an end, but its cultural and intellectual legacy lived on. The Latin language, Roman law, and Christian religion continued to shape European civilization throughout the Middle Ages. The Eastern Roman Empire, or Byzantine Empire, continued for nearly another 1,000 years until the fall of Constantinople in 1453. The fall of the Western Roman Empire marked the end of an era, but the story of Rome's rise and its lasting impact is still with us today. From its monumental architecture to its legal systems, the echoes of Rome can be seen in the modern world. Its influence on government, culture, and art continues to shape our societies, making the legacy of the Roman Empire one of history's most enduring.